This segment is sponsored by Ohio Opioid Education Alliance.
Ohio has unfortunately struggled with a rising tide of drug addiction in the past years. And the question is, has it gotten worse during the coronavirus pandemic when many Americans have had to keep their distance from friends and family? Well, here to talk about it is Ryan Pickett. He's Maryhaven's Director of Clinical Services. Thank you for joining us, Ryan.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Before we dive in, tell those who don't know how Maryhaven serves the community.
Sure. So Maryhaven does a lot of drug and alcohol treatment within the Franklin County, but also within Ohio. We treat mental health and also, like I mentioned, drug and alcohol. And we really try to serve individuals where they're at, meet the individuals where they're at, provide no barriers to treatment. Basically walk in the door, no questions asked, and we'll get them what they need.
And what sort of impact are you seeing COVID-19 have on our opioid epidemic?
Well, just like everyone has seen, COVID's had an impact across all areas. Unfortunately, substance use is not without impact from that. So I say all the time, recovery is about relationships.
Yeah.
And one thing that COVID has taken away is the in-person relationships that we have. So that makes recovery even that much more difficult. So we've seen the overdoses spike in several months in Ohio, and we've definitely seen the impact within our treatment walls, but then also within the treatment community. So obviously within healthcare professionals, staffing has taken a hit with COVID. So it's really a multifaceted impact from COVID, not only on the recovery community, but those that are serving the recovery community.
And we know the holidays are offering even more free time at home for kids. So what steps can parents take to prevent substances from getting into the wrong hands?
Absolutely. So we always say to parents, don't hesitate to talk with your kids about substance use and drug and alcohol use. The number one way to prevent or to know what's going on with your kids and drug and alcohol use is to ask them. I know a lot of parents feel if they ask them, then they might be welcoming that or inviting that, but it's actually the opposite from what we know with research and data, that if you have the relationship with your kids where you feel comfortable asking about it, then go ahead and do that. And don't just ask the question, be prepared to listen.
Wow, it seems like talking is the best option. And back to the patients, what are you seeing is the number one trigger for them right now?
So stress and anxiety is a huge trigger for those who are struggling with drug and alcohol use. And then also depression that comes along with that. So the isolation, the feelings of loneliness, not feeling worthy, and then the job losses that we've seen with COVID. So there's a lot of individuals that were working before this, and now that's been impacted. So with that comes the triggers for use.
Right. It's so sad to see. Now, obviously, there are resources that people that are suffering from this can take advantage of, as well as parents. Where can everyone go to find out more and get the help that they need?
Absolutely. One of the best pages that we have is don'tliveinDenial.org.
Perfect. Ryan, thank you so much for sharing this vital information, especially right now during the holidays. And thank you for your work in our community. Happy holidays.
Absolutely. Happy holidays and stay safe.
You too. Drug abuse can affect any kid, any adult, anywhere. So get informed, get help, and talk to your kids and find out everything you need to know, as he said, at don'tliveinDenial.org.